Yo, what's going on? Today is Tuesday, August 4th, 10:34 a.m. Today I did take one trade and I made $4,166.90. As far as actual eval not eval, as far as actual funded goes, let me do the math real quick. I think I made 3.3 plus 400 plus an actual fund that I made $3,373, $792 on one eval. I did buy another Tradeify eval, but I'm gonna save that one for CPI specifically. But as for that, let's get into the day. So if we come into the day, the main thing that I want to say is that we are still in all of this bullish order flow, and if we take a look on the higher time frame, ES was sitting by all-time highs, which it made new all-time highs today. And of course, when I set my fucking long-term buy order, it fucking goes to all-time highs, right? Fucking bitch. But yeah, that means that I want to see NQ follow. If ES is gonna go grab all-time highs, I'm gonna want to see NQ follow. And just in general, I mean, we're just still completely bullish. I mean, take a look at where we were at near open. We had this hourly gap right below that I would have wanted optimally to see tagged into to propel us higher, but we just had all of these gaps below. But again, all-time high on ES as the higher time frame draw, which the higher time frame does hold higher power. Right at open, there was one trade that was a trade that I thought about taking. Would have been this 30-second gap right here, but this candle closes right here, takes what would have been break even, and then we just pumped. We just fucking pumped in here. We never got into the 5-minute. And when we did get the inverse, it took what would have been my break even. In here, same thing. When we got the inverse, took what would have been my break even, never really tagged into a higher time frame gap. Then this is the gap that did it completely. Let me bring down MNQ. So this was the gap that finally took it out. ES had basically just made all-time highs. We were SMT'd at this high as well. But with ES having all-time highs as its bullish narrative, I am of course going to want to see NQ follow, because I'm going to want to see ES take out that all-time high. So we had this 30-second gap in here. Yeah, I took the 30-second today instead of the 1 minute, just because I liked this momentum starting to pump up after the accumulation, manipulation, and we distributed higher after some chop. But we had 10 a.m. news, which really didn't do much. It was bullish in a sense, I believe. Let me double check that. No, it wasn't. But it came down and it at least helped us sweep out a little bit of this, right? No, it didn't. I'm thinking that it swept out this low. I'm sorry, guys. Well, we did get the resweep here, tagging to the 5-minute. Overall, I don't know. I just like the trade. I did. I like the draws above. We had the 15-minute, the 4-hour. I would just targeted the 15-minute. Originally had this as my break even, but then once we created this new internal high, I low-key got scared because I thought I was going to get stopped out. Once we did this, I wanted to see us run this internal high. So I went break even early, yes. And then we chopped around. And finally, this candle blew us out the water. And that's what we needed to see. So I did set my limit right here. Right here was TP. Stop loss originally was going to be down here, but ended up being like right here, I believe it was. Wherever you see right here, this was how it was. Wherever you see on this side. Because we had this 30-second gap, this 30-second gap to protect us, and we also were under this 1-minute gap. We had basically the entire body of this 1 minute. Was this under CE of this rejection block thing? No, it wasn't. Could have been a little lower. It's okay. But yeah, we went 4 cons here. So we went 4 cons here, and then the multiplier on the other ones made it like, I think the other one would have been 8 cons on one, 7 cons on the other. So this is where, or it might have been 6 cons. I think this one ended up being 6, but then we also went 5 on the alphas. So yeah, the alphas was a little bit higher of a fill because I did market order on those. But yeah, that was pretty much the day. Ended up with whatever $4,000 in profit. Yeah, really good trade. Just following the continuation of bullish order flow, man. We have ES at all-time highs. There's no reason that I'm gonna want to sit down and I'm gonna want to fade it, especially when we get reasoning like this. This was a pretty good setup. A little bit different than what I usually would do. Usually I would have taken this 1 minute, but which I should have honestly taken the 1 minute, because now that I look back, the 1 minute's actually a little bit higher. So it would have been smarter to take that 1 minute. But yeah, we won't break even pretty soon because I know the kind of way that I trade, and this is supposed to, especially after this kind of a rejection, if we don't take this internal high, I don't like what we have going on. I don't want to get caught up in more of this. I'd rather wait for a different setup to something back up here, if not up here. Um, but yeah, like that's where we were today. Played out. Good way to begin the week in a sense because it's still early. It's still Tuesday. Tomorrow we do have some red folder, I believe. No, we have just orange folder. Friday, a red folder. But yeah, I did also buy a Traderify last night, along with that Funded Next account. Funded Next account is now up 790. It has a 40% consistency, so now I can pass it these next 2 days. The Traderify I'm completely saving for CPI, and I might honestly full port my funded futures with it. The goal is to have 10 accounts by the end of August, like by basically the end of summer. So let's see if we can get there. Definitely, if I pass the Traderify on CPI as well as this Funded Next account by then, 100% just gonna buy another account, pass it so we can have that 10 total allocation, 500,000 in allocation. We are sitting at about 350K right now. So yeah, peace, love, positivity. That was today's trade. Higher time frame aligned with it, lower time frame aligned with it. Jaws and liquidity internally were there because we had nothing more. ES at all-time highs, which you're going to want to see that continuation of bullish order flow. See NQ follow. One more thing, even still, ES had made all-time highs, but I held the trade. Just was break even already, so I just held out the trade, not hoping, but knowing NQ would at least continue a little bit higher, which is going to slowly chop up now for the rest of the day. We still have some low resistance, I believe, kind of, basically. Yeah, we have decently low resistance. So yeah, good day. Feels kind of crazy that I technically made 3.3K, like unfunded technically, so I actually made. But yeah, that's it. Peace, love, positivity.